Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to Wednesday. Guess what's exciting about this Wednesday? It's your last day of school this week because tomorrow is Thanksgiving. So I hope that you enjoy your wonderful school day today and you enjoy your wonderful long weekend. And I know that you are all going to enjoy your time with your family and enjoy some time relaxing. So I have a couple books that I'm going to share with you today. I'm going to share one book with you at the beginning. It's called Thanksgiving at the Tappletons. And then I'm going to share another book with you towards the end. So Thanksgiving at the Tappletons. This is kind of a long book, so you might want to find a nice place to come and sit so that you can enjoy our story, Thanksgiving at the Tappletons. Thanksgiving at the Tappletons was always a big day. Thanksgiving at the Tappletons meant, of course, the Tappleton family. Mr. Tappleton, Mrs. Tappleton, Jenny Tappleton, Kenny Tappleton, and Grandma and Grandfather Tappleton, and Aunt Hedda and Uncle Frizz, and most certainly, of course, the turkey and trimmings. It was still dark when Mrs. Tappleton lit the oven and took the big turkey out of the refrigerator. Just then, someone knocked at the kitchen door. It was Mike the milkman. "Good morning, Mrs. Tappleton. I thought you might like some eggnog." As Mrs. Tappleton reached for the eggnog, the turkey slipped from under her arm. Now, on a warmer day, this might not have been a problem, but this Thanksgiving day was quite cold, and the step was covered with ice. Before she or Mike could even think, the turkey had slithered into the yard. "Hurry!" screamed Mrs. Tappleton. "Stop that turkey!" The milkman chased the turkey. Mrs. Tappleton chased the milkman, and the turkey slid down the hill into the pond. Plop, splash. It bubbled out of sight. Oh no, they lost their turkey. When Mr. Tappleton came down to breakfast, he took a long sniff. "I don't smell turkey," he said to his wife. "Of course you don't smell turkey," she replied. "You have a cold." "I don't have a cold," he insisted. Mrs. Tappleton shook some pepper in the air. Her husband sneezed. "Achoo!" "See," she said, "you do have a cold." Look at Mr. Tappleton. After breakfast, Mr. Tappleton put on his coat and scarf and hat and gloves. "I'm going to the bakery to buy our pies." "Wear your boots," she said. "I know for a fact it's quite slippery out today." Sim's bakery was so crowded, the line reached out into the sidewalk. Mr. Tappleton hated to wait in long lines, so he went to the diner for a cup of coffee. By the time he got back, the long line was gone, and so were the pies. Mr. Tappleton was afraid to go home with nothing. "2 boxes tied up with string, please," he said. Mrs. Sims stared at him. "You mean 2 empty boxes?" "That's right." "My, they feel light," remarked Mrs. Tappleton. "Certainly they are light," retorted Mr. Tappleton. "Miss Sims prides herself on how light her pies are." Mrs. Tappleton set the table. She called to her son, "Kenny, you can make the salad. There's lettuce in the crisper and carrots and radishes too." Kenny's mouth fell open. Just yesterday he had emptied the crisper and fed all the vegetables to the rabbits in Mr. Butterworth's class. How could he tell his mother? He couldn't. So he covered the empty salad bowl with aluminum foil and stuck it in the back of the refrigerator. When the others went to pick up the relatives at the train station, Jenny stayed behind to mash the potatoes. Every year this was her job. This year, she thought, "I'll make them even better. I'll use the mixer." Just as Jenny flicked on the switch, the phone rang. It was her best friend, Nora. Jenny loved to talk. Jenny talked and talked and talked to Nora, and she might still be talking today had not a wet clump of something hit her on the back of the head. She turned to see what it was. Splat! Another flump hit her in the face. The mixer was going wild and mashed potatoes were flying everywhere. Without even saying goodbye to Nora, Jenny hung up the phone, scrubbed her face, and wiped mashed potatoes from nearly everything in the kitchen. She finished just as the others came back. Uncle Frizz patted his stomach. I'm hungry, he said. Grandfather Tappleton laughed. I'm as hungry as an elephant. Everyone sat down at the table. It was a Tappleton tradition for grandmother to say the Thanksgiving prayer. As soon as the turkey is ready, she smiled. I'm as hungry as 2 elephants, said grandfather. Mr. Tappleton went to the oven. I'll get the turkey now. He opened the oven door. The turkey is gone! Mr. Tappleton searched on the table and under the table and in every kitchen cabinet. He looked in the sink and in the broom closet. I can't find the turkey anywhere. Mrs. Tappleton told them how their fine turkey had slipped out the door and down the steps and across the yard and down the street and plop splash into the pond. So much for the turkey, said Uncle Frizz. Never mind, said Aunt Hedda good-naturedly. We'll fill up on the trimmings. I'll get the salad, Jenny announced. Then grandmother can say the prayer. Jenny set the bowl on the table and peeled off the aluminum foil. Everyone stared at the salad. That was not there. I fed the rabbits at school, confessed Kenny. So much for the salad, said Uncle Frizz. I'm as hungry as 3 elephants, grandfather sighed. Kenny jumped up. We'll have Jenny's mashed potatoes. He brought the pot from the kitchen and lifted the lid. I was on the phone, said Jenny meekly, and the mixer went wild. So much for the potatoes, said Uncle Frizz. I'm as hungry as 4 elephants, grandfather declared. The pies, cried Mrs. Tappleton. I'll get the pies. Mrs. Tappleton brought in the boxes, set them down, and untied the string. You brought home 2 empty boxes? She glared at Mr. Tappleton, who covered his ears. 5 elephants, groaned grandfather. The dining room was quiet. Everyone looked down at the empty table. Uncle Frizz muttered something, but it could not be heard above the rumble of his stomach. A tear rolled down Jenny's cheek. No Thanksgiving dinner, she sniffled. Nothing to say a prayer for, Kenny sighed. Grandmother smiled. Of course there is something. There is more to Thanksgiving than a turkey and trimmings. And then Grandmother Tappleton asked everyone to bow their heads and hold hands around the dining room table. And this is what she said. Turkeys come and turkeys go, and trimmings can be lost, we know. But we're together, and that's what matters, not what's served upon the platters. That was a wonderful prayer, said Aunt Hedda. Mrs. Tappleton jumped up. We have liverwurst and cheese in the refrigerator. I'll help fix the sandwiches, offered Mr. Tappleton. Jenny wiped her tear away. I'll get the pickles. Kenny laughed. I'll open a jar of applesauce for dessert. And so the Tappletons had their Thanksgiving dinner after all. Uncle Frizz's stomach stopped grumbling, and Grandpa Tappleton ate enough to feed 6 elephants. In fact, everyone had plenty to eat. But most of all, they had each other. That was a wonderful story, wasn't it? And just because they had lost all of their food didn't mean that they weren't enjoying their time together. So let's think about this page right here, all right? So I want you to think about the characters in the story. Who were the characters? The Tappletons. So you could draw the Tappletons there, yeah? Where was the setting? It happened where? Yeah, it happened at their house. So you could draw their house. And then we have the beginning, we have the middle, and we have the end. So what happened in the beginning of our story? Remember, Mom was getting the turkey ready and it slipped away. In the middle of our story is when they all sat down at the table and they didn't have any food. And at the end of our story, they eat sandwiches and enjoy time together. Good. So you can think about your characters, your setting, your beginning, middle, and end to our wonderful story, Thanksgiving at the Tappletons. Now let's just think about some words in here and see if we can find something to rhyme with them. So you know Grandpa was as hungry as 1 elephant first. What rhymes with 1? 1 says 1 fun, 1 yeah, 1 done, yeah, good. All right, what rhymes with 2? 2 2 shoe, 2 blue. How about 3? 3 tree. Good. Remember, rhyming words sound the same at the end. 4 door. Yeah, good. 5 hive. 5 hive. Yeah, those rhyme. And let's think about 6. 6 mix. 6 fix. Very good. Remember, rhyming words sound the same at the end. So make sure you're always thinking about those rhyming words. All right, boys and girls, we also have to practice our sight words today. So we're going to practice all 4, the 2 from last week and the 2 from this week. So we have come, me, with, my. Read those with me. Come, me, with, my. So what you're going to do today, if you have scissors and glue at home, you're going to cut out the words and you're going to glue them where they belong. If you don't have scissors and glue, you can just write the words in the box. So find come, write it here. Find another come, write it here. So there are 3 C-O-M-E, come. There are 3 M-E, me. There are 3 W-I-T-H, with. And there are 3 M-Y, my. So work on all 4 of those sight words for me. That will keep your brain remembering those words. Yeah, very good. I also included this give thanks in all that you do, and it's a wonderful coloring page. I know a lot of you like to color, so I think that you'll really enjoy working on this page as well. And finally, I gave you this Celebrate Thanksgiving. So what I want you to do when you're reading, you can have somebody help you read this book, and I want you to highlight or color, put some butter on all of your sight words. So I like seeing family. So you should butter I, like, and see. Those are all sight words. I like playing games. So you would butter I and like. Good. I like watching football. You would butter I and like. I like taking walks. What would you butter? I like. Very good. I like eating turkey. What would you butter? I like. Yes, very good job. I like eating pie. I like. And then you have one page at the end, and it says I like, and you get to fill in what you like. Yeah, and then you can go back and color the pages and practice reading it. Remember, you touch the words as you read. Celebrating or celebrate Thanksgiving. So I gave you that story as well to work on. So you have lots of things to do today to keep you busy. I know that you're going to enjoy it. I did want to share one last quick book with you. It's called Thanks for Thanksgiving. Thanks for Thanksgiving, for turkey and pie. Thank you for fall and gold leaves floating by. Thank you for school. I love to feel smart. Thank you for music and dancing and art. Thank you for play dates, for swings and slides. Thank you for hopscotch and piggyback rides. Thanks for sweet puppies and soft furry cats. Thank you for dress up, red shoes and big hats. Thanks for umbrellas for rain boots and puddles. Thank you for mommy and warm, cozy cuddles. Thank you for daddy and rides on a sled. Thank you for kisses and tucks into bed. Thanks for the moon and the stars up above. But most of all, thanks for the family I love. I just wanted to end with that lovely story for you to really remember what you're thankful for, and that I know that you all are going to have a great Thanksgiving, and I can't wait to see you back after a few days off of school. So work really hard today and enjoy your time with your family, and I will see you again very soon. Happy Thanksgiving!